right, we'd like to welcome Coach Fisch to the stage here. He'll give opening remarks, then we'll open it up to Q&A. Again, we have the microphone in the back there, so if you have a question, just please walk up to the microphone, state your name and affiliation, and make sure you speak up so Coach can hear you. Coach, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Good morning. It's great to be back here in Los Angeles for our media day. Lived here for 3 years, got to be a part of a winning program with the Los Angeles Rams. I want to congratulate them first and foremost, Coach McVay, Les Snead, Kevin Demoff, on being Super Bowl champions. And when you have a chance to be in a championship town, it feels good. And we're excited here at University of Arizona to be back here and to be here in Southern California. This is a huge part for our recruiting. We are a California-based recruiting program. We have committed as much time and energy as possible to commit to recruit Southern California, and that is our goal moving forward. We have done a really great job with our coaching staff in recruiting the state of Arizona, California, and Hawaii, and we will continue to do that and make Southern California a pipeline for the University of Arizona. I've heard a lot of coaches tell our recruits that we're an off-season team. And I would say this, we have had a great off-season, and I appreciate them recognizing that. I also believe that we're going to be a really good in-season team. And as we're building our program, it was really important for all of us to make sure that on November 26th of last year, when our season ended, we needed to get better. We needed to get better in every way. It was our first opportunity to recruit, was our first signing class, and according to Rivals, I think we finished #1 in the Pac-12. According to 24/7, I think in the top 3, and we're very proud of that. We signed the highest-ranked player in the history of University of Arizona football in Tetairoa McMillan, right here out of Southern California. And really excited about what he brings, what Kean Burnett brings, what Noah Fafita brings, what Jacob Manu brings, all 4 guys from Servite, along with the guys that we signed from Rayshon, Speedy Luke down there in Bosco, a couple players from Mater Dei, and from Oaks as well. So really excited about how we committed to making our off-season pretty special in recruiting. And also how we made our offseason pretty special with our facilities. In the last 15 months, we spent $15 million. And every part of that was to rebrand, enhance, and make our facility top in the conference. We're excited about having a brand new indoor facility that's just 2 years old. And then everything else in our facility has been redone since I've arrived. Our athletic director, Dave Hickey, has done an amazing job of allowing us to do that. And I think because of that, we were able to also win in the transfer portal. From 1980 to 2000, University of Arizona football won 63% of its games. They were 3rd in the Pac-12, tied with USC during that time. From 2000 to 2001 to 2021, we did not do that. And we're sitting in a situation where we were winning about 45% of our games. We need to change that, and that is our goal, and that is what we'll do. We believe that this year is the first year of the rebuild, and we're really excited about how that's going. We talk to our players all the time about being the 33rd NFL team based on our experiences in the league. We have 150 years of NFL experience on our staff, and what we've done is we've tried to commit to allowing our players to see it from the inside out, to see what the NFL looks like, to see what it looks like to be a pro, and to see what it looks like to build champions. We've brought Bill Belichick into Tucson, Sean McVay to Tucson, Steve Spurrier to Tucson to talk to our players. Our players have heard from Zach Taylor, from Jim Nagy at the Senior Bowl, from LaCharles Bentley at the NFLPA, Mike Tannenbaum and Mike Lombardi over the last 7 weeks. We believe that our guys need to know and hear what it likes to be a pro and what the program should look like. Additionally, in the off season, we've committed to having an incredible NIL program. As of yesterday, our NIL program and our collective is a 501c3. So we're the second team in the country, from what I understand, that our donors and our boosters are able to commit funds in a charitable way to our NIL collective, the Friends of Wilbur and Wilma. We are very proud of that. We're also proud of the fact that our university has come out publicly and said we were going to support Alston and the Alston case with the 5980 fund, and we're going to allow our players to benefit from their academic successes. Again, we're excited about all these things that have occurred between November 26th and today. And now when we get started on Wednesday in training camp, it's now time to build off of those successes. We have a bunch of new players and new coaches that have come in through both the coach transfer portal and the player transfer portal. We're also looking for fans in the transfer portal and boosters. So any of those guys that want to transfer in, we'll take them as well. But when it comes down to our coaches, we brought in Johnny Nansen and we brought in Jason Kafusi, who have done a tremendous job with our program and our defense. And then we brought in players like Jaden DeLaura, who's coming in here as one of the best players in the conference last season, the freshman Pac-12 Player of the Year. At quarterback, Jacob Cowling, who's here today. At wide receiver, Hunter Eccles, defensive end from LA, DJ Warnell, a nickel safety from this area, Tia Savea, and many others. And then finally, I would say that the players that have been here and have been a part of our program have bought in tremendously to the changes that we're trying to do this year. And we brought Christian Young to this event. He has done an amazing job of leading our defense as a safety. Guys like Christian Roland Wallace and Keon Bars and Jackson Turner have been game changers for us in that locker room, and we're excited to watch them go. So I believe that everything is in front of us. Champions have to behave like champions before they become champions. And we've asked our players to behave like them, and now it's our job and it's our goal to be better this season than we were last and continue to build off of our off season. So thank you very much, and any questions you have.
Hey Coach, Sean J. Rogers, CBS Sports. You mentioned it a little bit, but when you're coming off a 1-11 season, what's kind of the pitch like when you're bringing in transfers like you guys did? A lot of guys who had a lot of options and felt like this was the right position for them.
Yeah, I think they saw that where we were is not where we're headed. And what they have the opportunity to do is to be a part of the change and to be a part of a program that I believe offers everything you could possibly want in an incredible environment, in a beautiful community, and an opportunity to play and play early. Guys want to come and be a part of it. And we told those guys, we can help you get to the next level if that's what you aspire to do. We know what it looks like in a draft room. We know what it looks like when it comes to successes. And additionally, we felt as if we needed to get some of those pieces in place, and they felt like they could immediately impact the results.
You kind of mentioned that you feel like this is really the first year of the rebuilds. What do you think you learned most from kind of what you experienced in 2021?
How important it is to be able to compete for all 4 quarters. For us, our players never stop playing and never stop competing, but sometimes our depth beat us. And it was really important for us moving forward that we built our program based on being able to play for all 4 quarters in 60 minutes. We had a lot of games that we were close, and then it got away from us. And we need to find a way to make sure from 2021 to 2022 that our process is enabling us to be successful by having depth at a lot of positions.
And last thing, do you feel like your NFL background and your staff's NFL background when you are recruiting? Is that a differentiator versus some of the other places that maybe historically have competed more in college football?
Yeah, I hope so. I think that a lot of people talk about that they can get you to the next level or they know what the next level looks like, but you actually have to be there to know it. I feel like it gives us an opportunity based on the relationships that we have with coaches at the next level to be able to talk with them and kind of see what they're looking for and see how the trends of the NFL has changed. And as we share our message with our recruits and our players, we're going to do everything we can to get you a chance to be at the next level. And then it's up to you after that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey there, Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. You mentioned right off the top how you are a Southern California or California-based recruiting operation. With USC and UCLA leaving the conference, does that change anything in regard to your approach?
Well, I hope what it does is when parents are making decisions on wanting to watch their children play, they don't have to get on a plane and fly into Newark. They don't have to get on a plane and fly into Iowa. They don't have to get on a plane and fly into Ann Arbor. They get to just get on a car and drive 5.5 hours, and next thing you know, they're at Arizona. And then they can be able to watch their sons play right here on the West Coast and right in primetime television. And we're hopeful that that's going to be a huge benefit for us moving forward.
How do you feel about the roster today compared to how you felt about it a year ago?
We're better. We're a better football team. The players that were on our roster last year that are on our roster this year have improved. They've committed to being better in the weight room. They've committed to being better in film study. They've committed to being better fundamentally. And the players that we've been able to bring in, we brought in some good football players. What it looks like come Saturday, September 3rd is very different than how I feel right now. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if our team can come together in this training camp and how well we can play as a team. And if we can do that, then I think we'll be a better football team as well.
Sure, and one last one. Both Keon Bars and Jamari Joyner had foot surgeries right at the start of spring practice. Can you give us an update on their health status?
Yeah, I believe both of them will be starting August 3rd in practice. I think they're both cleared to go. So I look forward to watching both of them be able to participate. They've all done a great job with rehab. We came out here to LA for surgery, and but we used the Rams physician and did a fantastic job in getting both those kids back healthy.
Hey, Coach. Will from LA Football Network. I just wanted to ask, you had the two transfers come in, Jaden DeLora and Jacob Cowing, two very talented players that are just kind of starting to learn how to play with each other. What was the spring practice like with those two guys, getting to know each other and feel each other out?
Better than the spring practice the year before, I can tell you that. We were able to hit on a lot of passes. We were able to be explosive. We were able to make plays out there on the field. And, you know, it was fun to watch them. It was fun to watch what they did. They connected pretty well together. And then along with that, we also had T-Mac was here this spring and Dorian Singer. So the receiving core, while young, two freshmen and a transfer, gives us some hope to be able to be a little more explosive and score a few more touchdowns in the red area.
And you referenced Bill Belichick and Sean McVay. Speaking to your guys' team, what did you and the team itself learn with those two coaching legends and icons coming to speak to you guys?
Yeah, well, both of them are so unique and special in their own ways. I think our players learn the importance of competition in everything you do and the importance of communication in everything you do. You know, you listen to both those guys speak, and they could speak in their own way and say their own words, but their messaging is the same, that it's about how do you compete every day, how do you communicate every day, and how much better in fundamentals can you get every day. And if you can follow those three things, that was the message from both of them. How they said it, what they said was different, but in the end, our staff, myself, and our team all learned that from those guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Dane Miller, Super West Sports. What do you expect Stevie Rocker's role to be this season?
I'd expect him to do one of two things: be one of the best special teams players on our football team. I've challenged him to do that, and then to be able to find a role and get the ball as a running back. You know, we got one guy back there as a running back traditionally. We've got a pretty deep running back room. We just received a transfer from Florida State a few weeks ago, who will be arriving on campus today. We've got Michael Wiley returning, Drake Anderson returning, Stevie Rocker returning, Jalen John returning, and then Rayshawn Luke and Jonah Coleman arriving. So it's going to be a great competition this summer, and but every one of them should be committed to being great on special teams if they're not carrying the ball.
And when do you expect to name a starting quarterback?
Jaden will take all the reps with the ones.
Josh Newman, Salt Lake Tribune. Jedd, how are you?
Great.
What makes Utah so difficult to play, and why are they worthy of being the pick to win the league this fall?
Well, first they're the champions last year, and it's preseason, so I think they should be picked ahead of time. They have a returning quarterback, which is always a huge part of your successes. I would also say Coach Whittingham is the standard. He's the standard. He's 18 years at Utah as the head coach. He does it the right way. His teams play hard. They play tough. I have not been shy in talking about how I admire Utah's football program, and you could see why they are who they are. We had a very good football game against them a year ago, and I just admire the way they play all four quarters.
And just to follow that up, when a quarterback has the continuity with the offensive coordinator, as Utah does, it's Cam Rising's fourth year, same OC. What does that do for the maturation of a quarterback to have that continuity?
Yeah, I think that it's without a doubt the key to success is continuity. I think the biggest issue that so many programs that have failed have had a lack of continuity, and they've had a lack of consistency, whether it be at a head coach or at coordinators or at quarterback. If you're able to have consistency and continuity, you've got a chance to be pretty successful. What was exciting for the University of Arizona is that when you could bring in the freshman player of the year, then you feel like you've got some continuity moving forward. I call the plays on offense, so I feel confident that the coordinator will be there. So therefore, that relationship between he and I is critical to our success as we move forward.
Thank you, Jedd.
Thank you.
We have about 5 more minutes.
Good morning, Coach. Kenneth Berry, Touchdowns and Tangents. In regards to that recruiting class that you brought in that's so talented, how many of them have stepped up and kind of become leaders maybe before, someone their age would normally would become one? Like how much is that young talent kind of rising to the challenge for you?
Yeah, I would say without a question that, you become a leader in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's performance-based. Sometimes it's talk. Sometimes it's actions. Sometimes it's just kind of presence. We wanted to bring in players that have won games. I think that was a huge part of it. So if you look at our recruiting class and you look at their high school records, they know how to win. And you're respected in a locker room if you're coming from a winning program. Those guys are going to have to immediately impact our program in a lot of ways, and their ability to be a winner and their ability to understand what it takes to be a winner, the process that it goes into becoming a winner, and showing that they're willing to do that will give them the best chance to become leaders quickly. But we have some good veteran leadership of guys that have been in this program over the last few years who have embraced our program, and those young guys will need to learn from them as well.
And with that, obviously Servite, that's kind of like a big, those schools in California, that's a huge recruiting base for you. How has that relationship grown in your time, and just based off your past experience, because you've had NFL people come in, you had Gronk come in. How easy is it for high school players to trust you in that regard, to know that you can get them to the NFL?
Well, I think that it comes down to tell the truth. Tell the truth as a coach. Tell the truth and then if you commit to something, show them that you're going to do it. If you're going to tell them that you're going to be around NFL players and coaches, then make sure there's NFL players and coaches in your building. If you're going to tell them that they're going to have accessibility to some of the greatest in the profession or some of the greatest that have played at Arizona, make sure that they're there. And if you can actually hit on those targets and you can actually those commitments that you made and make them happen, then you'll earn their trust. So when we tell our guys, you're going to hear from people like Bill Belichick and people like Sean McVay, and then Bill Belichick and Sean McVay walk in your building, then you know that they're that what you're telling them in recruiting is not just a sales pitch, but it's actual reality. And I think that's what it's been critical for our staff, and that's where I respect our coaching staff so much.
And lastly, how big is it to kind of beat regional schools, that you play like out of conference? Like, let's say you come across the San Diego State, Mountain West schools like that. How important is it to get those wins to kind of strengthen, the program back?
I mean, without a doubt, we all understand the importance of winning football games in the conference, out of the conference, whatever games you schedule. We're playing a 12-2 San Diego State team that's opening up their new stadium. That's going to be a great challenge, and we're looking forward to that challenge. We're playing an SEC team, coached by Mike Leach, coming back into the Pac-12 conference to play a game. We recognize that challenge, and we're playing the national champions, North Dakota State. We recognize that challenge. We're excited about it, but we don't look at it in terms of one win's more important than the other. We're just going to go out there and play our best football and then see what happens.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Time for one more.
Hey, Jedd, Dan Greenspan, Associated Press. With Territoria specifically, what gives you confidence he'll be able to jump in and make a huge impact as a freshman?
With who? Tetaroa?
Yeah.
Well, he's a really good player and a great kid. And when you have that marriage of a great person with extremely high character with physical talent, it gives you your best chance to be good. Now, he's going to be a freshman, and he's going to take some lumps. And we understand that and recognize that. But what you know is if he's going to be a hard worker, if he's going to be committed, and if he's got the raw talent, it gives you some hope and really a great feel moving forward that he's going to be able to impact our team, not just September 3rd, but every week after, and then for the next few years.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Have a great day.